Hello, Gemini, and any Geminis out there that decided to join us this month. This is going to be your September overview reading. This is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot. This is a general reading that is timeless, so whenever you find it, there might be something in this message that was meant for you, even though I'm doing this reading with the intention of what is coming up in the month of September. There still could be something if you're finding this sometime other than the month this was published for, there's still going to be a lot of valuable information in the video, and there might be something you're drawn to this message to see it for a reason. There might be something at the point in time you're drawn to this reading that might be helpful for something you're going through currently in your life, because time is cyclical. We go in cycles. That's why, we have the world in the tarot. It's talks about those cycles that we tend to repeat patterns sometimes in our life. So we can be experiencing something at different points, and we're all on different timelines. So the way I do these readings, Gemini, is I pull 3 rows if you've never seen them before. The first row is going to be your conscious mind, what you're feeling and thinking at a conscious level. The middle row is your subconscious, what you may or may not realize that you're feeling and thinking. And then the third card is how those two kind of play out together to see what you're manifesting into reality, because what you're feeling and thinking at a conscious and subconscious level plays into what you're manifesting into your 3D world around you. So this is, I don't know what's going to come through these messages. We're just going to see where it goes. I'm not a tarot card reader. It's similar to channeling messages. I open myself as a conduit, and let the cards are just a tool for me to use to help facilitate the messages, the downloads that come through. So interesting. We have a card in reversal, which I don't usually, if you've watched my readings before, I don't have my cards set to be in reversal. So when they come out in reverse, it's usually of significance. So I'm really feeling like this is maybe interpersonal conflict that might play out in the month of September for you, Gemini. It might be someone that you're not talking to. I really feel like you're wanting to resolve some conflict here. I really feel like where in the past, there's not only has there been conflict, but misunderstandings. And I think, where there's been some bad behavior, but I think that bad behavior was caused by misunderstandings. And I think it's like, I really feel like, Gemini, the month of September is going to be you trying to set something right. Something that has gone off course, your intention here is to set something right, because something in your life has been unjust, and whether that is you've caused the injustice or whether someone else has in your life, it's like you really want to set something right, whether that requires an apology on your part or hopefully on their part. You're wanting to basically clear the air and set things right, is what I'm really picking up on here. So let's go ahead and go to your subconscious self. We have morning meeting. So that's communication, that's wanting to talk about, I'm really getting this is 17 morning meeting, but I'm really getting off of this card, that 2 of Wands energy, which is, you have the 3 of Wands up here, and this is the 2 of Wands. So it's like you're in your conscious mind, it's like you're setting this intention, but underneath in your subconscious, you're still undecided about whether you really want to do this or not. It's like you're still, there's still some confusion. You really haven't decided. This is what you want to do and what what you think you want to do, but you're really not going to take action quite yet because you're still not quite ready to, like in your subconscious mind, you're still not sure about this, but it is something that you're desiring, to make a decision about this, is what I'm picking up on there. Okay, so you have the Emperor, And 2 more cards, please. This card just keeps telling me it wants to come out. So the 9 of Cups. So this is very, very strong, independent energy. This is in the Knight of Wands. Okay. So this tells me that you have, Gemini, you have this desire in you, like in your soul, your subconscious, in that deeper part of you that you may not be aware of, like your subconscious. Yet that's what comes through, like sometimes when we dream at night, you know, like our fears and fantasies. When we daydream, it's our fears and fantasies. It's those deeper things that we don't always look at when we're in the real awakened world around us. And this really talks about like how important it is for you to have your independence, that you're willing to fight for your independence, and you're willing to you know, turn your back and leave a situation if it's going to threaten your independence. And I think that has been the challenge here, Gemini, is in this situation. And I think that's where the injustice has come, is because like there's been misunderstandings. Either you haven't clarified and mentioned this to this person, like how important your independence is to you. Like you haven't really made that known. And so there's been confusion around that. And the other person has misinterpreted that in some way of misunderstanding your intentions and thinking that you're treating them in a way that isn't just, and it really just is seated in the fact that you haven't communicated what your needs really are to this other person or other people or situation. And I think that you're wanting to clarify that is what I'm really picking up on, you know, for the month of September. There's something you want to get off your chest, that you're wanting to really like almost have a conversation with someone and set the record straight. You know, it's like, I really need to say, this is the way it is, take it or leave it, you know, kind of thing. I mean, not to that extreme, but it's like, this is who I am. Do you accept me for who I am, is what I think the conversation is going to be more about. Like confronting someone and saying, hey, you know, we've had some misunderstandings. We haven't been on the same page. You know, I do have, you know, maybe have feelings for you, or you know, expressing something that is in regards to saying, you know, do you really accept me for who I am? This is who I am. Take it or leave it. Do you accept it? Are you okay with that? You know, or do we need to go our separate ways? Do I need to go my separate ways? And I think that you've been, Gemini, I think that you have been with the solitude coming out. And this is also like the outcome, like how it's manifesting. And I think that this really talks about, to me, almost a 5 of Pentacles being out in the cold, isolated, like you have been. I really feel like you haven't been speaking to this person. You haven't been talking to them, or you've, you know, because I think there's been this misunderstanding. And so I think you've kept yourself isolated away from this person and kept your distance because, you know, it's like, because you haven't really expressed to this person what you really want and need. And there's been confusion about it. And it's like for a long time, you didn't know how to resolve the situation at hand. You didn't know how to do something about it. So you just kind of left it as you just isolated yourself from this person and haven't spoken up and haven't said anything. But I think you're realizing that you need to fix the situation, or at least you need to approach them and talk to them and say, you know, okay, this is what's going on with me. This is who I am. And do you accept that? You know, do you accept who I am? Are you okay with that? Can you accept that? You know, and clear the air, so to speak, is what I'm really picking up on, is a need to clear the air, to get something off of your chest and resolve a situation with someone. I think you're tired of the distance between you and them in some cases, like that this is caused. And I think also it bothers you that this didn't end well. I think even if you're not, even if you're not meant to be together or stay together or stay in each other's lives. I think that it bothers you, Gemini, that things haven't been resolved between you and this person, that there were things left unsaid, and there was conversations that weren't had. And I really feel like, because you see this seven of swords, wands, seven of wands is upside down. And this seven of wands being upside down tells me, one, that you're not going to be as defensive. But two, if you look at this with me covering this up, it almost looks like an eight of wands, which is communication. It almost gives that same kind of feeling to me, is like that you're ready to set something down and communicate your needs and desires to someone. And stand kind of like, stand your ground in a way of just saying, this is who I am, reiterating, this is who I am. Do you accept me? And I think, with this is indicating to me that you may want to have a new beginning with this person, that you do have feelings for them, and they are significant enough that you want to resolve this. You want things to end on a positive light. If they are ending, you want the air to be cleared, is what I really am feeling. You really want the air to be cleared. You're hoping that this will lead to a new beginning in this situation, that it'll turn into something better, than it has been in the past, by you talking to this person and telling them, like, really having a good conversation with this person, and really letting them know, how you feel about things, how you really, really feel about the situation, and talking it through. You're hoping that this will lead to a better place between you and this person, that'll help bring you back together, and hopefully are in a happier, harmonious way in each other's lives. Whether, this doesn't necessarily have to be, it doesn't have to be like a romantic partner. It can be in some cases, but this can also be any person, any interpersonal relationship in your life. It could be with a sibling, a family member, a coworker. It can be with anyone, a friend, it's just someone where you've fallen out, and there's been this distance because there's been this miscommunication that led to misconceptions and misunderstandings, and you feel like it needs to be set right. Like there's something in it, because it's bothering you, it's really bothering you that it hasn't been set right, and that you haven't expressed to this person, your needs, wants, and desires in this relationship. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but in this relationship dynamic, you haven't expressed, really expressed, this is who I am, you haven't let this person know or understand who you really are. And I think you're wanting to do that. Like I said, you're wanting to set the record straight, so to speak. And because this is hurting you, this is something that's caused pain. The distance between you and this person is really bothering you. It's really bothering you. And because it's really bothering, that's why you're really wanting to set things right. Because you have the Ten of Pentacles that come out here twice, not only in the final cards from the universe, but in your outcome. So that's what you're really hoping. You're really hoping that you'll have success in this, that it'll, by opening up and having this conversation with this person, it'll lead to abundance. It'll lead to better, something better happening in your life. And like I said, if that requires an apology on your part, I think you're willing to give it. I think you're willing, because you really, really want to set the record straight. That's what I really am picking up. There's just a situation in your life, a relationship dynamic of some type, that you're wanting to set the record straight and clear the air, and make sure that everybody understands the situation, that, everybody, so feelings aren't hurt, and that you don't leave each other in a bad way, that you just, the message is clear the air. I think that's the general overall message for your reading is wanting to clear the air. So I've been pulling as a final final card, the Secret Language of Light Oracle. This has tied into these. I started doing this last month, and they tie into these readings absolutely beautiful. I do read from the book about these cards because they tie in so beautifully with these readings. And when I read the messages from the book, and it just amazes me how well they tie into the message that comes through for these readings. So you have Whispers, number 12, Whispers, which reduces down to a 3. And I'm just really, I'm really getting communication off of this card. I'm really, and Whispers talk about something that's, things we might say behind behind other people's back that we may not express to, like, outwardly to someone face to face, that the things that we keep hidden. And I think, this is really talking about, those whispers can cause damage. And so it's through that open, honest communication where you really, in a sense, are more vulnerable, where you expose who you really are to somebody and let them in and say, this is who I am. This is who I really am. Can you accept that? Can you accept who I am? Are you willing to accept who I really am and accept me as this person I am into your life? Or can we come to the understanding that, that just things can't be, but you're really feeling like the air needs to be cleared here, and this conversation needs to happen to get in a better place in this relationship, hopefully, than where things were left when things ended. So number 12, Whispers, it says, tune into your soul voice. Your mind and heart are expanding to hear your soul whispers. You are or will soon find it easier to interpret and understand the vibes of your soul through how you feel. Open the door to soul whispers by feeling appreciative. Close the door by feeling judgmental. The messages are always there, even if you are not receiving them. Practice feeling soul vibes to clarify your intuition and psychic senses. Just like we know a dog can hear sounds we can't, your intuition interprets waves and impulses outside of your collective or conscious awareness. This card is also prompting you to take notice of your dreams. When you are asleep, you cease conscious thought and resistance, making it easier for you to receive soul transmissions. If you embrace the messages that come through your dreams, you will invite more of the same. If you don't like a dream, see it as a sign to shift your focus and change your belief. So, this is beautiful. I mean, that was a beautiful, beautiful message. I mean, it really talks about everything that I tried to put into these readings with doing the conscious and soul conscious or subconscious level of thought. Because, this is what you manifest. Your culmination of what you dream and what you do in reality, the actions you take, are what culminates into your outcome and what you see in your reality, your physical existence. And I see you doing that. I see you, Gemini, shifting that stance and shifting that perspective of seeing, like the things that you think about when your mind is shut down and off. Because Gemini, you are an air sign, so you can be an overthinker. And I think that sometimes you get trapped in your own mind of overthinking something, and sometimes you don't communicate what it is you're thinking and feeling with people. You don't always express yourself in the best light and really get vulnerable with people and really express how you feel to them so that they understand what you're really experiencing. And I think that that's what's really starting to come through, is I think that you're starting to realize that. It's coming to light where you're starting to realize that you need to be better about sharing yourself with other people, of sharing the way you feel with someone else. Really, in a sense, being more vulnerable, and I know that can be hard for a lot of people sometimes, but it really talks about when you let yourself be vulnerable, when you express how you really feel, it brings clarity to a situation. And I think you really are understanding that's where the miscommunications have lied, because most of this relationship may have happened in your head and not in physical reality. And I think you're trying to manifest bringing this into physical reality more. I think that you're really trying to plant the seeds to change, to bring everything that's in your mind that you're thinking and feeling into a more tangible existence, into the reality. And you're realizing that you can't keep things stuck in your head. You have to express them. You have to let them out. You have to let people know how you feel, because by doing that, you're going to help not only yourself, but help them understand you better and understand where you're coming from. So less confusion happens, between you and them. They'll understand where you're coming from better and have more compassion for you, and things can be a little bit smoother in your relationships. And I really feel like that's the message that wants to come through for you this month, Gemini, for the month of September. So if this message resonates with you and you feel like, this is something that may or may not happen for you in the month of September, or you see that this is a potentiality, if you have a situation where you feel like you need to clear the air and set something straight, hit that like button down below, and it lets me know the message resonated with you, and it also shares your energy with me for future readings. I'd love to have you as part of my tribe, and you just do that by hitting the subscribe button down below and join me as every month when I do these readings. Plus I do a few weekly readings each week. I do a couple of readings that are for the general collective, and then I do an all signs each and every week. So I'd love to have you join me. Leave any comments that you feel moved to leave down below, because I read those comments, but it also may help one of your fellow Geminis out as well, because they may resonate with what you have to say, and then feel like they're not alone in feeling that way. So thank you very much if you took the time out of your busy schedule to join me this month and watch this reading. I do appreciate you, everyone that takes the time to watch my readings. I wish you the very best this month of September. Joy, love, and light.